Welcome on back, everybody. It's been a while since the last top 5 episodes, so if you have some clips that you guys want to see in the top 5, send them to Kristofer at PvPnewWorld.com. And starting us off today, we have got the one, the only Atlas Fishmo, and he is playing his heavy armor tank build by himself in Outpost Rush. And right away, he flattens one player and then just starts heading towards the side here, trying to pull a few more players away from the stack that was behind him. And he manages to pull the attention of 2 players, one player with the bow shooting at him, the sword and board player coming into melee range, and Atlas is just patient. He has played so much of this tank in PvP, and I love watching his strategy as he plays. He just starts putting some damage into the melee opponent until the range player comes into range, and then right away Atlas putting huge pressure on top of him. I love the partial charged heavy with the hammer to track right to the enemy player. And that guy ends up backing up. Atlas again turns around, starts to put some pressure into the enemy melee player in the front, and he's just jumping around. He definitely wants to get their attention and pull them somewhere here. And then a fireball from behind. Atlas sees the fire mage behind him, and now he's got to be on his toes because he's going to be taking a lot of pressure from these 3 in an open field as well. He's got no terrain really to work with here. And Atlas turns around. He starts to put some light attack pressure into these guys, dodging the incoming shockwave, hits his own shockwave. Both of the enemy players dodge. And again, Atlas just being patient. He does get the knockdown on the heavier armor player there, but again, he doesn't commit to that combo. I think he's trying to get a combo in on one of the squishier players. He manages to get a good coverage with that light attack, snaring everybody. Down comes the hammer for the big AoE stun, and the knockback into the partial charged medium again, tracking right on top of the fire mage. And just like that, Atlas puts him from full health to 0. And he just continues to tank these guys out, goes into the resolve to get that really big durability, and then turns around and starts putting some pressure in with the hammer. He gets a great succession of stuns on this guy, and the enemy player does not react in time. Atlas gets the kill again with that medium attack. Now it's just him and the other melee fighter here, both sword and shield and hammer, and Atlas just putting big pressure into him. A beautiful stun combo. And what a fantastic play from Atlas. He's got a link to his build down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Moving on to the next fight, we've got Mjong The Bald playing some Fire Staff and Ice Gauntlet in the arena, and he finds himself in that 3v1. All enemy players coming towards him behind this pillar, and there is the Incinerate, and this is pre the balance patch, so that is the strong Incinerate. Big damage on that guy with it. I love to see it. And a beautiful combo, the storm coming down into the ice spike, and Mjong takes one of them down, quickly gets a little bit of healing in him, and then starts dropping his AoEs on the corner. He does manage to get into his Entomb in time, and then switching into the Incinerate. Oh my god, that was almost 6k Incinerate damage. That enemy player just gets roasted. And Mjong just kites around till he gets his stamina back, and then right away burnout on top of the enemy player, trying to finish him off with the ice storm as well, and he's not going to be able to hide behind that pillar. Great fight. On to the next fight, we've got Krayzd playing some spear and rapier inside of Outpost Rush, and a beautiful combo. I mean, such good reads on the incoming enemy player attacks. Krayzd just dodging everything and connecting really good cancel combo light attacks off those dodges as well. And that was an incredibly clean kill. He takes the first player down and manages to get inside safely. He pops the stone form and then goes for the kick right away into the rapier to stay on top of this guy. And he does eat the incoming spear stun, but Krayzd, as soon as he can, dodging forward into that guy, hitting him with the spear to finish him off, and then just going right onto the enemy greatsword player. And the enemy greatsword player pulling out the hammer. Krayzd managing to get a great interrupt before the enemy player can get that stun off. And he takes that guy down super fast as well. 2 more enemy players coming inside here. And he's got the mage blasting him from the outside. Really good connection on the rapier. He's got that incredible rend on that guy. A super fast fight Moving on to the next clip, we've got AkinosPvP again showing us that old school Incinerate. Did they buff Fire Staff or did they actually nerf it? Huge damage on that first Incinerate. One player getting half health, the other one going down. And Akinos goes into his stone form, popping a few potions, just getting a little bit of distance, and then he goes for the burnout into the back here, throws down the fireball, and there's the next Incinerate. Not only does he get the kill, but he manages to heal up quite a bit of health with it, and the greatsword spin in. Really cool build, and he picks up 3 kills just like that. And finally, for the last fight today, we have got Danny 10 times coming back again. He's playing some Fire Staff and Rapier, and he is naked. That's right, he's got no pants and no shirt on, and he's outside in OPR by himself looking for some 1vx. I love his movement with the Rapier there to go for the stun and then the quick direction change, and then he goes for the burnout on top. I think he gets caught by the Immobilize from the Blunderbuss player there. Unfortunately, Danny taking a lot of pressure himself. He tries to throw down the counter fireball, and again just getting pressured by these two. And he goes for a bit of movement with the Rapier to break some distance, and there is the flourish and finish into those guys. Again, taking a bit of damage from the Blunderbuss player, goes for the burnout, manages to get a great connection into the pillar, into the fireball, and one of the enemy players almost dead. Danny just missing that first heavy attack, and the Axe player goes into the spin to absorb the projectiles. Danny taking a lot of damage as he tries to get out of there. Again, the flourish and finish for that mobility. And he breaks a bit of distance, gets that health up, and he goes for the burnout through the enemy melee player who did not heal himself up enough. Danny managing to get the kill. And now it's him and this guy left. He goes for the Dark Ascent ultimate. Right away, the Blunderbuss gap close to get on top of him. Danny does a good job rolling out of there before he eats the combo. And then the flourish and finish again to break a little bit more distance. He's got a super nasty snare from the dogs on him too. Danny actually just blasting them with the Fire Staff. And he turns around, I think at a far enough distance here that the Blunderbuss player can't reach him quite so well. And Danny getting big damage with his Fire Staff, goes for the Explosion ultimate, and then jumps on top of him with the stagger from flourish and finish. Beautiful connection. That guy did not see it coming. He goes down, and then Danny jumping on top of the next player coming in here with the burnout to start. The heavy attack from the Rapier, and then he gets caught by the Calamity counter. He just backs up a little bit, goes for that heal. Lucky to get missed by the incoming, I think it was a javelin there, and Danny just starts lobbing fireballs at this enemy archer, going for the pillar as well, trying to put some pressure on him so he doesn't get blasted so bad by these ranged attacks. And again, using that flourish and finish for the mobility. Big damage from the burnout when he gets on top of the archer, and there is the flesh through into the poke to finish that guy off. And Danny just sliding away with evade, popping a couple more potions. And the melee player still hot on his tail. Danny's just low on stamina, just kiting out. I think he's looking for an opportunity to catch this guy. There it is, the stagger off the flourish and finish through, and he goes right around back the other side. And then he goes for the burnout to jump on top. The enemy player going for the explosive rune, and Danny does a great job seeing that, reading and rolling away. And the hammer player tries to come in and force that stun. Danny catching him with big damage from the Fire Staff as he comes in. And there is the finish. And of course, a massive thank you to everybody for sending in those clips. If you guys want to check out anybody featured in today's episode, I've got links to their Twitch, their YouTubes, any of their channels down below in the description. I would love to make more episodes more regularly for you guys, so if you have some awesome clips, or if you know somebody who has some awesome clips, see if you can send them my way to Kristofer at PvPnewWorld.com. And for the bonus clip today, we have got not only Atlas showing us that tank gameplay again, but he is playing here with Danny 10 times, and they are just tearing up the back of this outpost rush. You can check out my website, PvPnewWorld.com, if you guys want to see written guides to my builds. And give me a follow on Twitch if you want to catch some live gameplay from me. And not to sound like a broken record, but send in those clips to Kristofer at PvPnewWorld.com. A quick thank you to our sponsor, ExpressVPN. You guys can get a deal signing up with them with the link down below. And of course, a massive thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon for supporting the show. Thank you everybody just for tuning in and watching. Of course, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you're looking forward to more, and I'll see you guys next time.